And we are back. This is the Talk About Fight Club podcast. I am your host, Maverick Cologne. And to my right,
DJ, a.k.a. the Hood Samurai.
Do you feel me? All right. So we here today. We had a nice little discussion last time we were here, but we're going to have a little bit more focus on our topics today. So me and DJ, before we got started, we're talking about the difference between a fighter and a person who wins fights. And my example was somebody like a Jorge Masvidal or like a Mike Tyson. You know, like to me, those are fighters. You know, Kimbo Slice, guys that came up. You know, and then you have people like, you know, like a Bilal Muhammad, okay, or Floyd Mayweather. Like these are people who win fights. Like, no matter what they do, they win fights. But I personally feel like that Bilal Muhammad is not a fighter, per se, if that makes sense.
He's a wrestler.
Yeah, like, so I'm not saying, like, see, I don't want it to sound like I'm saying, like, people who wrestle and do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu can't fight or are not fighters. But, like Damian Maia to me. Damian Maia is has the most submissions in the UFC, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, if I needed somebody to hold me down in a fight, like, if I'm, like, anywhere, like, whether it's in the ring or if it's outside the street, I'm not calling Damian Maia, bro. I call Rodimus, like, before I call Damian Maia. You feel me? Like, oh, and he just almost slipped into the ring. Just so you guys know, we are doing this podcast and we're watching UFC Fight Night at the same time. So you might get some reactions out of us that's not, that looks kind of crazy because we're doing both. But yeah, like, I just want to know your take on that because, like, I get frustrated watching certain people and they was like, oh, he's one of the best fighters. And I'm like, well, he didn't really fight, in my opinion. Okay. You know, depending on who the fighter is. You know, some people might say that about Khabib because he just holds people down, but there's a difference. Khabib holds you down and beats the shit out of you.
Because he's doing something.
Yes.
It's not just holding you.
Right. And so I just want to know what your thoughts are on that.
Okay, when we say, like, fighters and people that win, when we say fighters like Jorge, like just scrappers, like I think of Justin Gaethje for one.
Yeah, definitely a fighter.
Chandler.
Fighter. I'll give him that.
Like those that they want that fight.
Yeah.
Bring to Holloway.
Holloway is also a fighter. Yeah.
He's a winner too.
See, but Holloway has met his match with Volkanovski though.
But I think it's just, how many times they fought? Like 3 times, right?
3 times, and technically he has lost all 3 fights. Even though one of them I definitely think he won.
See, the thing is, it's like, yeah, somebody has their number. Somebody may have your number. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, maybe 4 times? 4 times a charm? I don't know, but...
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then you definitely got it. Like for example, Izzy lost to Alex Pereira twice outside of the octagon, right? Mm-hmm. So he lost to him twice and he lost to him once inside the octagon. Now, I said, I think Izzy should give up on fighting Pereira because he lost 3 times. My boy said, yes, he lost to him twice in kickboxing, but he didn't lose to him more than once in MMA.
Yeah, so he's 0-1.
Yeah, so he's technically 0-1. But if Izzy loses again.
Okay, but when we say lose, it's... See, yeah, he lost to Pereira, but he was winning all rounds until.
Listen, at once the judges make a decision,
they
pick up the scorecard. That's it.
And look, I'm an Izzy fan, but I'm not gonna be biased. Yes, Izzy did get knocked out on his feet. You want to say that?
He got TKO'd. He didn't get knocked out, but he got TKO'd.
He was going.
He was going, but he wasn't out. And Joe Rogan made a good point. He said Izzy was like, "Oh, I was still there, or whatever." But he said, we didn't need to see Izzy with his eyes rolled in the back of his head.
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, we didn't need to see that. So the ref made a judgment call.
A good call.
You know, I thought it was a good call because I went back and I watched that whole series of punches. And, you know, he tripped over his own feet after getting hit. He was wobbling. And my thing is, yeah, you might have been looking, but you weren't answering back. And when you're sitting there getting hit, whether you're the champ or not, and you're not answering back with any shots, he didn't throw not one shot.
Right.
So
and that's what sucks because like I'm really a huge Izzy fan, man, and it's like seeing him lose like that because the whole fight it was just like he has a left hand, stay away from that left hand. Anytime they got close, it was just I don't know, Izzy, get out of there. And like he fought perfect. Like anybody that actually watched the fight, hate it or not, you gotta say like he was doing his thing against Barrett the whole fight. Like it was to the point where you thought Izzy won. All he had to do was just cruise for the last 2 minutes. And
if he had another 10 seconds in the first round, it would have been over because he clipped him bad at the end of that fight.
Yeah.
Now, would you say Izzy is a fighter or does he win fights?
Both. Because we seen fights where if he brought to him, like Whitaker, Gaslam, brought to him, he will fight with you too. And he wins fights. Look at his record. You know what I mean? Was he like 23-2 now?
23-2, something like that.
And like one loss is from a different weight division. So if we're talking about just his division alone,
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even think he should have did that.
Well, he wanted to test it. No, that I feel like more fighters should do that instead of just trying to gatekeep the division for so long.
Right.
You know you're that good. I feel like you should maybe want to move up, test, see where you are.
Right.
Test your skills.
Right.
Test certain areas.
Well, my thing is, and sidebarring off of the whole fighter win fights thing. This is the thing about weight classes. Of course, like I think weight classes are definitely important. They're absolutely important. My problem is this. It kills me. I don't mind if you're cutting down, like let's just say you said you were what, 170?
Yeah, 170.
All right, if you're 170, it wouldn't be such a big deal if you went down to like lightweight or something like that. Okay, yeah, you got to cut like 15 pounds or so.
Okay.
15, 20 pounds. What kills me is like, for example, Alex Pereira. He's 230 something pounds.
One article I read, they said he was like damn near 240.
That's what I'm saying.
And Izzy, I think, walks around like 200.
No, he walks around at like 195, bro, max.
205.
But think about it, bro. Look how hard it was for him to put on the weight for 205. He couldn't even get the weight on.
Nah, he didn't even want to.
Still, bro.
He decided not to. He said, I'm not going to change nothing about my diet.
He should have.
What?
Because the dude he just sat on top of him. Because you got to look like this. After you do the weight cut, right?
Okay.
Once you make the weight, then you could put all that weight back on. Because when you're in the ring, you're not 170 in the ring.
You mean like,
for example, Jan cut down to 205 to fight him, right?
Okay.
So every fighter has to cut weight. You only have to be that weight for the weigh-in. After the weigh-in, you could be whatever weight you want after that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because you have to stay at that weight you got on the scale.
No. So that's why Joe Rogan says it's sanctioned cheating.
Okay.
It's sanctioned cheating. You cut the weight, right? You got to go through the weight cut, and you see how they always say, this dude is getting his ass kicked right now. He's getting his ass kicked. You cut the weight. Let's just say, Izzy's weight 185.
Okay.
So a person that is 200 something pounds, like Pereira, has to cut down to 185 for the weigh-ins. After the weigh-ins, they can drink and eat whatever they want to put the weight back on because they just had to shrivel down at that one moment.
So what did he cut to?
Who, Pereira? He cut down from 200 something to 185.
And then how much weight do you think he put back on?
I would say if he got down to 185 and he put on a lot of weight before he got in the ring, maybe another 15 pounds or so. Because remember, they're cut. No, he's getting beat up. Stop this, ref. I'm about to say. Yeah, Izzy legit is, like I said, around 190 something, right?
Okay.
Yeah, like on a regular. If Pereira cut down to 185, he's probably going to be like 200 by the time he gets back in the ring. Because remember, they're cutting water weight. They're not eating certain things.
Yeah, you got to replenish.
Yeah, you got to replenish. So replenishing everything puts that weight back on, especially the water weight, because your body's just going to soak it up. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to be a legit sponge, and it's just going to soak all that water back up. So I think when they were in the ring, Izzy probably was around maybe 190, 195. Pereira had to be like 200.
I don't know, because I watched Izzy a lot.
And Izzy actually looked, to me, and I talked to you about this, I said, Izzy looks skinnier than usual. No. I know he usually looks, like his face looks sucked in, but he looks skinnier than usual to me.
Nah, he looked the same to me.
I don't know.
It's just angles.
Maybe it was the lighting. I don't know.
Because he always looked like that. I watch him a lot, especially when the fight camp, fight week. Was all his training in there, was his workouts, his routines, and all that, his videos, sparring. I watch him. Now, he looked regular to me. He looked the same.
See, and so that even makes me say, okay, so I forgot who I was talking to. I don't know if it was Seafood James or Seafood Teddy or Seafood Jeff.
Okay.
But when I was talking to them, we were talking about the whole weight cut thing and how important it is. Now, though it is the worst thing in the world, and I've heard this from Seafood Teddy out of his own mouth. He said weight cutting is the worst thing ever.
I think so.
It is the worst thing in the world. You can't drink what you want. You can't eat what you want. It's to the point where sometimes they take water away from you and they starve you from water to the point where they say you can legit smell water. Like smell it like a flavor. Like I heard this from mad fighters that it gets that bad. And that's why your body, when you drink fluids afterwards, your body like fills right back out.
Okay.
So that's why I like divisions are important, but at the same time, I hate the fact that a person that's basically a heavyweight, aka Alex Pereira, he's basically a heavyweight. If he's 240, he's a heavyweight. And he's cutting down to middleweight.
You should just, I don't know, bro. It's just that whole thing is just ridiculous, bro. I think he's a light heavyweight. My bad, not lightweight.
Like naturally?
He should be fighting at light heavyweight, bro. He's too big for all of them in that division.
But that's what Cannonier was. Cannonier was fighting at heavyweight. And his wife had him cut all the way down to middleweight.
His wife did that?
His wife said, yo, listen, I want you to lose some weight. And so he started losing weight. He went down to 205, and he was doing all right in 205.
Okay.
And then she was like, you could cut a little bit more. And then he went down to 185, and then he started beating mad people up.
So I have a question now, right? What's the most that you, because you know, like Roy Jones, what is the different weight classes? So what is is Canada like one of the, I'm pretty sure there's other fighters that have done that, right? Maybe went up to 3 different divisions? That's heavyweight, light heavyweight,
middleweight, welterweight. If you're talking about MMA, there's heavyweight, light heavyweight, middleweight, welterweight.
Yeah, but who? Because Canada, that's 3. Yeah, that's 3 divisions.
That's 3 divisions.
So who else did that?
As far as different divisions, Anthony Johnson. Rest in peace, Anthony Johnson.
Rest in peace, okay.
Yeah, because he was also a heavyweight. Then he went down to middleweight. Okay. He was 185. No, matter of fact, I think he even went down to 170. Like, can we check that real quick? I think he went down to 170, bro. At one point. I think definitely went down to 170 at one point. And then he was like, yeah, this is way too light for him because he was cutting down from heavyweight. I think Anthony Johnson at one point fought at welterweight. What happened? Anthony Johnson. I think at one point I actually fought at welterweight.
He might have.
Let's see, Anthony Johnson. Yeah, Rumble Johnson at welterweight. Yep, he fought at welterweight.
Damn.
That's nuts. That means he fought with Anthony Johnson, who was a legit heavyweight. Was fighting at welterweight. So he fought in 4 different divisions. That's crazy. That's nuts.
Piece of that, man. 4, 1, 2, 3. Damn.
Yeah, nah, I'm not doing it.
Rest in peace to that, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. I loved watching Anthony Rumble Johnson fight. Because you knew you were going to have like some type of barn burner. He was going to either get beat up or he was going to knock somebody out.
He was a nice guy, too.
Yeah, I heard he was a great, sweet guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would like, there's certain like fighters in history I would love to meet. I definitely, I met, the only one fighter that I met in life that was like a hero to me was Mike Tyson.
Oh, you met him?
Yeah, but I was like little. I was like 3-4 years old. Okay. And I used to go to a daycare right around the corner from here. And I think he was like doing charity and donating to the daycare and donating in the community. And I think my daycare was one of the ones that he donated to.
Okay.
And he came into the school and I looked at this guy. Now, mind you, to a lot of people, he's not that tall, but he was massive to me. Obviously, I'm a little kid. But when I say massive, he was just big. He was huge, bro. Like he went and shook my hand and my hand disappeared. Like my arm disappeared inside of his hand. Like it was crazy. Like, you know, there was him. I've always wanted to meet Muhammad Ali. Also, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Bruce Lee, rest in peace. Like there's certain people I've always wanted to meet, not to, section off into music, but like DMX, Michael Jackson, like these are all people who I like wanted to meet.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And as a person, that loves and respects combat sports, there's a lot of people I've always wanted to meet. And now that we have such new generations of fighters coming up, like I would definitely want to like pick brains of certain fighters. I would definitely like to have like a sit down conversation with Floyd Mayweather.
Okay.
Like he's like, to me, he's the best defensive boxer I've ever seen. Defensively. Like, I don't know many people that has, but maybe Shakur Stevenson. But then again, Mayweather's been around longer than him, so.
Yeah, definitely.
But.
So it has like the blueprint for a lot of these fighters, the Philly shell.
Yeah.
Because I think I seen a video with Floyd going over his Philly shell, and I think he said there's a lot of possible ways you can fire back, defend, move around, footwork.
It was like a ABC interview or something like that. Was it an interview or was it a?
Nah, I think it was on his own YouTube channel.
His YouTube channel. Okay.
Yeah, or somebody was recording him. And he was going over it.
Yeah, because I remember him mentioning like out of the Philly how the uppercut is a good weapon to use. And I never really thought about it because depending on where the hands are, because one hand is here, one hand is wrapped around the body. And I'm like, all right, you're not going to pull this out to throw an uppercut. Now you can throw this one. You can throw the rear hand, which would be a long range uppercut. But at the same time, because you're so close in, it just turns into a short range uppercut automatically.
I guess you want to use it in short, close combat.
Right. See, me personally, I as a person that's sparred, and I've sparred with you, I sparred with a couple of guys at our school. I have an issue with getting on the inside when it comes to fighting. Not when I say issue, it's because I want to stay at range. Not because I can't do it, it's because, or I'm scared of it. I want to stay at range. I want to sit there and pick you apart from the outside as much as I can. Okay. And when I have the moment, and I only do it in spurts and moments, I get in there, I fight with you, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm out and I'm back fighting on the outside again.
Okay.
And that's just how I see it. That's how I particularly like to spar because I don't want to get hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's something that can happen and will happen, when you're sparring. But personally, I'm like, I don't want to get hit.
That's understandable. Sometimes like, especially when sparring, anything can happen. Any scenario can happen,
right.
We would like to stay in a range where we can hit and not get hit. But sometimes you have opponents where they have good footwork or they have good moves that can lead them to get inside with you. And I feel like a lot of people that we spar with in an academy, they're not used to certain scenarios because they're used to having it a certain way. Mm-hmm. Like when you get to like a close range fight, like Sifu Tap, for instance, a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. Sometimes I don't either because it's like a volume he throws at. Mm-hmm. Such such a volume where it's like you're trying to guess what's coming, and that's where you lose concentration on what's coming, defense, move out, Mm-hmm. And to answer your question again, you gotta get used to it being inside. Mm-hmm. It's not also bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just something I know I need to work on. Even Sifu James has mentioned it to me a couple of times. He's like, I see you're really good on the outside. He says you need to work your shell a little bit more. But then, of course, you also got, Jeff Chan. Once again, shout out to Jeff Chan, MMA Shredded. We love you. But, he says the problem with being shelled is that when you're shelling up and punches are coming at you, you're blocking them. You're taking a little bit of damage because you're still getting hit. But at the same time, the main problem, if I remember him saying this correctly, is that you can't really fire back because if punches are coming at you and you're shelling up and you try to fire back, one or two of those punches are getting in.
True, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're always going to get hit no matter what defense it is.
Right.
It's not always 100% impenetrable,
Right.
And that's the thing I like about martial arts is like you get different kinds of ideology from other fighters, like different perspectives on what works and what doesn't work. It's never one way rules all. It's like just different ways of doing things, and I think that's what I like about martial arts. Like Jeff says, the face shelling up won't work in certain instances, and you have some people that say this is the best thing to do in terms of this scenario. And yeah.
And it's funny because it goes back to my childhood, hearing them talk like that. It goes back to my childhood of when I used to watch Kung Fu movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then one of my favorite Kung Fu movies ever is called The Mystery of Chess Boxing.
Okay.
And Ghostface Killer was in it from the Wu-Tang movies. And he had the technique called the 5 elements. And it was supposed to be like this unbeatable technique. Like nobody could stop the 5 elements. Like this dude was taking one dude is just like killing everybody. And then out of nowhere, I don't even know what the hell kind of, I guess chess boxing, they call it chess boxing. But in the process of that, like they had to like you said, counter with another counter. So he would have the 5 elements, which would be gold, wood, water, fire, and wind, I think, or whatever the elements were, right? And so every time he would mention an element, the other guy would be like, but earth absorbs water, but earth, he was always talking about how the earth does this and the earth creates fire and the earth does this and the earth, and he just got frustrated talking about, I don't think your earth can do anything. But at the same time, it's like there was always like a counter. There was always a counter. And that's what I used to love about watching these Kung Fu movies, because you would want to see how better the other guy's technique is.
Right.
And I think that is what makes me love being at the academy so much. Because when I spar with you, it's not going to be the same way I spar with Anthony or Ron or Sifu Jeff or Sifu James.
Styles make matchups.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie. Guys, don't yell at me. But I like seeing Sifu Jeff and Sifu James spar. I do. Yeah. You know what I mean? I like seeing it, because I learned so much from watching them.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. You can also learn by watching, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I told you, bro, you particularly made me work my jab differently.
Okay.
It made me work my jab differently.
Why is that?
Because I needed to understand, one, that I can use the jab, I used to just use it as to keep someone at range. So like someone was coming, just stay there. But then I realized how I saw you use it as not only a distance finder, keeping people at range, but I noticed how you'd throw one jab out to like stop the person in their tracks, but then you throw the second one, if you wanted me to call it this, to cause damage.
Okay.
So the second one, stop, I'm going to hurt you. Like the first one's going to hurt you, but the second one's going to hurt you a lot.
And that's the thing too. Sometimes, like, I like to get other people's perspective on my game or the way I fight, because sometimes I just be doing things, just to try things out. And when I watch footage over again, I don't be realizing half the stuff I do. Like, oh, I did that? Oh, I didn't even realize I did that.
Bro, this is why I said, and I'm going to say it again. I said it last episode. I'm going to say it again. I wish that more people were there to see you sparring with Anthony, because the both of you were going at it, but there was this one series of combos that you guys were throwing at each other, like back and forth. And you, like, when I say your jab was like a piston, you caught him, and then you caught with him second one, and then you faked the third one and came through with that straight left. And I'm like, what the bleep am I seeing right now? And then Anthony threw a combo, and I was like, wait a minute. I didn't even know we were smart enough to throw combos like this.
I got a question. So that little camera they have in the walls, right? You think that has footage on it?
I don't know.
Because
now that you mention, I might have to call and ask.
Because if so, they might have it.
Yo, y'all got footage on them cameras? Like, no matter of fact, let me be quiet. Let me not say too much before y'all pop up at my door one day and say, you want some footage? And turn it into something else. Y'all start fighting on my podcast. I don't want no fighting on my podcast. I just want to talk about it.
But, so go back to your question about fighters and people that win fights.
Right.
Oh, Bobby Green's another one.
Bobby Green's a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But Dober is good, bro.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I'm surprised he's even a fight right now.
I think,
I got Bobby.
I like Bobby, but Dober has better wrestling.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I got Bobby for sure. It's another fighter that's at the top of my head that I was going to say that was a fighter in wins fights, but can't remember. Oh, Francis is one.
Francis Ngannou?
Yeah, he's a fighter. He was
well, yeah, look where he came from. Like, he came from the lowest of lows. Like, he had to fight for everything his whole life. So.
But still now, though, he'll still train with you.
Yeah.
And he'll win fights.
Yeah.
Derek Lewis, another guy.
Straight fighter.
Tuivasa.
Fighter.
Another guy. Can we? I want to say Romero because he will trade with you. He's a fighter.
He will trade. He's a fighter. But he's different. Like, I don't know. Romero's like, I don't know. Man, that's a tough one because the thing about Romero, he's picky with his shots.
Yep.
He's very picky. Like, he won't go after you unless he absolutely knows he's hurt you.
Okay.
So he'll throw a shot, and people be like, "Oh, why you ain't keep going?" And it's like, he's not ready yet. You know, his last fight when he waited till the last. It was like literally he finished the guy at 4 minutes and 59 seconds in the third round before it was over.
Right.
The dude lost with 1 second to go. He couldn't even get the unanimous decision. He had to get knocked out. He was like, "Damn, I almost had it." But there's a lot of people who I think can fight. Like, for example, I'm not going to call myself a fighter per se.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like the scraps that I've had when I was a kid was like, scraps around the neighborhood. Like, like to be honest, when I was a kid, I got jumped a lot. Because people was assholes around here. Look, wrestling already. Oh, Bobby got on top.
Yeah, Bobby can wrestle.
Oh, man. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, but we're watching fights as we're talking to you. This is going to be one of those types of podcasts today. But yeah, like I got jumped a lot. Like, and the thing is, a lot of people thought I took karate because I didn't want to get jumped. And I'm like, okay, I'm not stupid because karate ain't going to stop 7, 8 dudes.
Yeah, of course not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, that was a bad leg kick. Ooh.
See, I like his fighting style, bro. But it's a flaw, too.
It is a huge flaw.
He's wanting to be flashy and put his hands down. But with the wrong fighter, I can catch him.
Right.
So all it takes is one.
See, I think the thing with Bobby is he wants to be consistent. So I feel like in his head, I have to do this every fight. So that way people know that I'm the same at all times. I don't switch up. I'm always down to be the person that I am. That's just what I think. I don't know.
I feel like I do that though a lot. Same way he's doing right here with his hands.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, you don't keep a high guard. In my opinion, based off what I've seen, you don't. Ooh, good straight. You don't keep a high guard, and I think, in my opinion, it works for you because you are rangier. You have longer attacks.
Okay.
Whereas in, like, for example, Bobby Green, he looks like a little bit smaller, like shorter. He's light.
How tall is he?
Bobby Green is probably somewhere around
5'8", right?
Yeah.
5'10".
You think so? 5'10"?
I think he's 5'10".
Well, Dober looks really short.
Dober's 5'8".
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Now, this is the thing. The difference between the two of them right now. Bobby might be getting off a couple more shots. This is the thing. He's on his back foot. So since Dober's coming forward and Bobby's on the back foot, Bobby's going to get tired quicker. Ooh.
Oh, no. Bobby's 5'8".
5'8". So how strong is Dober?
5'7", it says. But
he obviously looks 2 inches taller than that boy.
But they be lying for their height still in here.
That's true.
I don't know why they lie about their heights, but
I don't know.
That makes them feel happy at night, man.
Well, we are going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll tell you when we come back. All right? Commercial break. Yeah, so we're back. By the way, Bobby Green just got knocked out.
Crazy.
I told you, Dober. I told y'all. But anyway, I'm surprised he didn't wrestle more. But anyway, so we had a discussion about fighters versus people who win fights. But now I'm going to make somewhat of a left turn here. I'm going to start complaining about judges. I have a huge problem, and not just with MMA, boxing as well, any combat sports. I cannot stand the judges in combat sports. I'm going to say that again. I cannot stand judges in combat sports. Now, before we started this, I had DJ watch the Paddy Pimblett fight. Don't say nothing besides who you thought won. Did you think Paddy Pimblett won that fight? Keep it real, bro.
No, I don't think he won that fight.
Thank you.
Not at all.
And they said Patty might have won the second round. I'm not going to lie to you. I just watched the fight over again. He lost all 3 rounds. I don't care what nobody says. He lost all 3 rounds. He got outstruck and he got outgrappled. He lost.
Listen, man, that man was catching more hooks
than a fish.
Word.
You feel me? Like, that dude got his life hooked away. Do you understand me? Like, no. There's no way that man won the fight. And I'm getting sick of the judging. It also pissed me off with the Blachowicz and I hope I'm saying his name right, Ankalaev. I don't know how to say his last name properly. But I didn't like it because, yes, okay. So this was Jan Blachowicz' answer. He says, I don't think I won the fight, but I also don't think I lost the fight. So he thinks the split draw was fair.
Respectful.
I respect that. Do I think that Ankalaev did enough to win? I think he did. Because I feel like, yes, Jan damaged his legs really bad where both his legs were compromised. He chewed up his whole right leg and then he switched to orthodox. Cause I think the guy was fighting southpaw, if I remember correctly. Or it could be the reverse. But when he switched stances, he ended up giving both his legs compromised. Both his legs were just like shot from being leg kicked to death because Jan was leg kicking him to death. But if let's just say in the first 3 rounds, right? Because it was a 5-round fight.
Yeah.
The first 3 rounds, let's just say Jan won 2 and he won 1, right? And then you go into the last rounds and the guy controls you for 11 minutes. He had 11 minutes of ground control.
But then the next question is going to be, what did he do with that ground control? Like,
yo,
he lay on him?
No, he had him in the Dagestani handcuff. He was landing shots. He landed more shots than Jan did.
See, then, all right.
No. See, that's the thing I don't think judges factor in. I don't know if they have access to the significant number of strikes, ground time. I don't know if they have access to that when they're judging.
Well, my question is, too, because I feel like as soon as the fight ends, they talking about waiting for the decision, right?
Right.
Now, my thing is, how fast do they look at the stats? Like, I feel like this should be like 2 to 5 minutes break where they look at the stats together and they go over this instead of a rush decision. I feel like they just go off of what they seen just like that real quick.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, you know how in between rounds they'll show us like the strike count. They'll say how many significant strikes a person lands. So my thing is, based off of what you're seeing as a judge, I feel like they should be privy to that information too in between rounds.
Okay.
If that's the case. Because right now the big debates lately has been, should there be open scoring?
What do you mean by that?
So open scoring or open judging or open scoring means like people should be able to say who's winning and not winning. So like people in the audience, or there's like other people that can say, hey, we think that, Adesanya's winning, Pereira's losing. Like
a text this number.
Yeah, something to that degree. I think that's what they were talking about. Open scoring means like more people can vote on who's winning outside of just the judges.
But then again, you know what time we're in. You know the
Exactly.
The trolls, the bias. So
right.
Then again, it's like.
See, honestly, my thing is, do I think open scoring should be a thing? No. I don't think open scoring should be a thing. But at the same time, I do not think that the judges we have are good. I think that the guys who commentate, which are mostly fighters, 90% of the time, I feel like they should be the ones to be doing the judging. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
I think that former fighters are a better judge of fighting compared to, no offense to anyone older, like a bunch of older men who've never fought before, who's never been in a cage, who, now I've heard here and there are guys that have, some martial arts and combat experience.
See, I agree with that. I do feel like a lot of sports that need judges to score things should be previous or prior fighters that have the knowledge on what they're seeing. Now, I do feel like some judges don't know what they're looking at or don't know what they're talking about. And sometimes you get a lot of flack if it's not your favorite fighter winning or sometimes they get a lot of flack sometimes. It's like any refs in any sport, And I do agree with that. I do think the judges should be previous fighters or prior fighters, and with the commentary, I think it should be all. I think it should be all sports related, whatever.
Right.
Fighter commentary, fighter judges.
Right.
Period.
Right. See, the thing about it is, like, kind of transitioning into boxing. So I don't know if you saw the Canelo fight against Lara, Canelo versus Lara, but I watched that whole fight with my boy because he kept telling me, he was like, yo, outside of Floyd, Canelo should have another loss on his record. I'm like, well, who do you mean? He never lost to nobody. What are you talking about? Okay. He said, yo, this dude definitely lost to Lara. Like, you got to see this fight. So we stopped everything that we was doing. We went and sat down and watched the whole fight. Watched the whole thing. And while we were watching it, I'm sitting there watching. Now, not only me, but you heard the commentators saying, yo, I think he's definitely done enough to beat Canelo. Canelo did not win this fight. The commentators were saying it. Like, the way everybody saw it, like, it was just like, there's no way in the world that this guy that just lost to Canelo.
That too, and I feel like it's the same thing with this Max Holloway fight versus Volkanovski and the Triple G fight with
Canelo. And
I'm pretty sure they said one of those fights they felt like Triple G won.
He did.
And
the first fight, Triple G won. I'm sorry.
And what makes you say that?
Well, because my thing is this. You can't sit there and this is what I don't like about people and their bias with Canelo. Canelo will get hit or something like that and go, like, no, I didn't do nothing. And people are like, oh, look, he not hurt. That's a point for him. Like, that's what it seems like. I'm serious. That's what it seems like when Canelo fights. Like, if Canelo gets hit and he don't respond to it a certain way, we're not going to give that guy a point because Canelo wasn't really hurt. That's what it feels like when they're scoring Canelo fights.
But I don't know how, or who would you dictate was the favorite of that fight?
Canelo.
You think Canelo was the favorite?
Yeah, Canelo's always the favorite, except for that Floyd fight.
And I heard, and I also do believe that when you're the favorite of any fight, you either have to be knocked out or proven that you lost that fight. Because if not, you let it go to the judges, they're going to choose the favorite every time.
Which is fine. But this dude when I say he clearly won the fight. Clearly. Like, my boy said it, and I was like, you sure? He was like, yo, he lost, bro. So I watched the whole fight. And I kept saying he lost. The commentators were saying he lost. And this guy won. I'm like, how?
Patty.
And that's the same thing with Patty. Patty got outstruck and outgrappled.
And about that, too, at least my man's, it was a close fight with Sean O'Malley versus Petey.
Yes, it was close.
This was a close fight where you could dictate, okay, I can see this. I can see that. See, at least it was something like that. But that was an outright broad daylight robbery.
Bro, if they would have said, all right, Patty Pimblett won by split decision by like 1 point, I still would have said he lost.
No.
But unanimous decision by all three judges?
There ain't no way. Because he was losing the strike count tremendously.
And there's a judge that also just recently, the same judge that judged that fight, he was also in another controversy for another boxing match. So that judge has been like being looked at a certain way because it's like, yo, why is it always like when you around some weird shit happens?
Being paid or tipped off.
You feel me? And like, I'm not trying to say, I'm not saying Dana White is like paying people off or anything like that. I don't know. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, bruh, nah, this is happening too often. It happened on the same card. You trying to tell me 2 fights in a row? You know, like, and then like, Dana White was like, oh, the Jan and fight in Ankalaev was boring. And he's like, I checked out after the 3rd round. I'm like,
he was also, I seen something talking like he was trashing Jared Gordon. Talking about something, he was delusional if he thought he won that fight.
Which is stupid because he obviously won that fight. Like, my thing is, you saw he controlled him the whole 3rd round. Okay, yeah, he didn't have a lot of offense, but he definitely took Patty Pimblett down 2 more times. Held him against the cage. Yeah, he was throwing like little short knees, little short hands. Okay, little short left hands. But that's a part of the game.
I wonder, not to cut you off. I wonder if that podcast that he did with Dana before the fight helped him get some Dana insurance.
Yes.
Did not lose that fight.
Yes.
I wonder.
Look at it like this. Dana White don't bang with Ariel Helwani. He doesn't bang with Ariel Helwani at all. And then you have this guy come out of nowhere and jump on your bandwagon and say, yeah, Dana, Ariel Helwani is terrible. I hate him. Like, where you coming from, bro? Like, and then Ariel Helwani aired your dirty drawers, bro. He put you see, this is why I tell people you got to be careful on shit that you say, bro. Because Ariel Helwani was like, wait a minute. You called me and asked for an interview. I got the soundbite here, ladies and gentlemen. Like, what?
You had the facts, you had the receipts.
Yeah, like, bro, come on. Don't do that. And then people are going to sit there and say he won this fight. And everybody's like, yeah, like, come on, bro. I know y'all was in the crowd biting y'all nails because y'all thought he lost. There's no way in the world you thought that man won that fight. Because even if he threw more shots than Jared Gordon, he definitely did not land more shots than Jared Gordon. Not a bad sidekick from there. Okay.
I know he has like a little, not Jeet Kune Do stance, but he has some Jeet Kune Do principles.
Well, he actually is a huge Bruce Lee fan.
He has some principles in him.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, that lead hand forward. I don't know if he's right-handed or left-handed, but, you know, if he's right-handed, nice 1-2. So that's, and it's funny because, you know, now that you mentioned JKD principles, you know, overhand. Like, the way it was explained to me when I first got there was through Seafood Teddy, right?
Okay.
And the way he explained it, and this is what I explain to people when they first come in, when they want to do intro classes or students who decide to join with us and I'm helping them out or I'm teaching, helping teach. The idea is like people think, you know, you throw the right cross. If you're right-handed, you throw the right cross because it's your strong hand.
Right.
And, you know, the way he asked me, he said to me, he goes, all right, so does your, ref, get him out of here. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. Nasty head kick, baby. Oh, man.
That was out of nowhere.
Oh, man. I warned you guys that we were going to be watching these fights. Like, he's still wild. I'm not laughing at him, ladies and gentlemen.
I got to see the replay for this.
But, he put, he's messed up.
Walk.
He can't even walk. That boy is done. I'm glad the ref stopped it. Here comes head kick. Watch. Oh, he just missed that, but watch. Bow! Ooh! And with the perfect part of the foot, too. That's what Jeff be talking about, the flick kick. Watch. Flick! So you see at the snap with the knee? He said when you throw head kicks, that's when you kick like that. And that was perfect.
The thing is, though, it doesn't take much. A head kick. See, you think a lot of people have this preconception that you really have to kick hard.
No.
You can literally tap them. As long as you tap them right by the jaw or the temple, anywhere in the head, it's going to hurt.
Anywhere from the base of that skull and that neck area, that jaw neck area, it's over.
Because you seen what happened with Zhang Weili. And I like it. That's one of my favorite female fighters of all time.
Yeah.
And see what happened to her with
Rose.
Yeah, Rose Namajunas.
Yeah. She thought it was a leg kick, and it just came up and just tapped on the jaw, put her to sleep.
And it didn't take much. It wasn't. Who was to say it was harder than that? I don't know. But it didn't look that hard, but that's all it takes. A little tap. Ping, right there in the point.
Because people don't understand what a knockout really is. Because a lot of times when people get knocked out, like knocked out cold, they forget. They don't feel pain. Because what happens is, you know, you hit that jaw and your brain rattles in your head. So it's like rebooting your computer. Your computer, it doesn't comply. I got to reboot. So it starts all over. So when people actually get knocked out, like when Bisping got knocked out, he said he got to the locker room. Was it Bisping? It was one of those guys, one of the bigger name guys from, you know, that mid 2010s era. And they legit said they woke up and they asked the person when they were in the locker room, said, did I win? Like he legit asked, did I win? And then they said days later, he doesn't remember. He said he doesn't even remember the day before the fight.
See, that's interesting because I can't speak on that because I've never been knocked out. But I'm going to do some research on that. What is the experience? It's like they get knocked out and they're confused as soon as they wake up.
Well, because they, like, from what I've heard, from other fighters is that like you just go blank, and it's almost like you shut off and then you wake up and you're like
a switch.
Yeah, it's like a switch.
Yeah, I hope I don't ever experience that, man.
Yeah, because being stunned, I've been stunned, but I've never been knocked out. So I don't know exactly what it's like, but based off of what people have said, like they said, it's like the lights go out and the lights come back on. You're like, what just happened? Now, some people remember being in the ring and they remember fighting, and then they just remember being like, sitting there, or they just wake up and people are around them like, what happened? What's going on? They're not in pain. They don't have a headache, nothing.
Man, I hope I never get knocked out.
Yeah, it's not fun. Now,
not fun. You don't even know what it is.
Yeah, like I've definitely the only thing that's happened to me that stopped me in my tracks was the liver shot.
Okay.
And that was during sparring.
Yeah, I can attest to that too.
Yeah, the liver shot is not good.
Fun. It ain't fun.
It is not good. I know people, like I've heard fighters say they'd rather get knocked out than get hit in the liver. Mm-hmm. Because you feel that. Like you feel all of it. Like you feel the pain.
See, the thing I heard about that when I did some research on it, because after the liver shot, I did some research on it, and you can't keep getting hit there repeatedly.
No.
And I think that's dangerous getting hit there. Because one, it ruptures the liver, and I think somewhere it said it stretches it. That's why you feel it. You feel the liver shot. Mm-hmm. But if you get hit there repeatedly, I heard you can severely damage it.
I didn't know that.
Imagine three body shots, you can severely damage it. Right there. That's bad.
Yeah, honestly, it happened to me. Well, technically, it happened to me 2 times in the same setting. I got hit with it once, and after I got hit with it once, it definitely messed me up, and I kind of fought through it. And after that situation, I got up and I started to fight through it. And after trying to fight through it, after I got caught with it again, I couldn't do it. It was just too painful. It was way too painful. I couldn't do it. And I said, never again do I want to get hit with this shot. It is not fun. It hurts a lot. And there's just nothing you can do about it. Your body folds in on itself. And what it tries to do is, sorry, our little feed went off real quick and I had to fix it. My phone's being extra right now. Yeah. But yeah, it's not fun because if you look at a lot of fighters, when it happens to them, you notice they go like this and they just fold.
Yeah.
And what happens is this is what I think, after watching it happen to people, I feel like what happens is that people get hit, and when they get hit, the body automatically goes, there's something wrong. Right. I have to protect that organ. So I feel like the muscles just try to wrap itself around the organ to protect it. That's what I feel like is happening, because every time I see a person get hit to the liver, it hurts. They always go like this. You just see their whole body curl around that area.
Yeah, they say that's a punch that can take everybody down.
Anybody.
Take everybody down. Anybody. Toughest of toughest down.
Yeah.
Unless they condition their stomach like that.
But still, this. So this is the thing. The research I did on the liver is that the liver is actually behind your ribs.
Okay.
But there's a small piece of it right here that sticks out a little bit. So when they get caught, you're hitting that little bottom piece of the liver. And that's what sends people going crazy, because you catch that little piece of liver that's right from underneath the rib. So that's why a lot of times they get hurt. If it didn't stick out like that, it probably wouldn't hurt people as much. So if this is your liver, that much is hanging out the bottom of it. And that's why people get caught. And I think that's why, for example, Canelo Alvarez throws that shot all the time. There's certain people that throw those body shots all the time.
Take them down. Why waste time?
Yeah. Jose Aldo did it really good when he fought Jeremy Stevens.
Okay.
Caught him with a nasty, nasty shot. And he couldn't do anything about it. It happened to Cub Swanson. I forgot who he was fighting. I think it was the dude Giga, the dude with the Giga kick. He calls it the Giga kick. I don't, but I know he calls himself Giga or something like that. And he threw a body kick to Cub Swanson, and you literally heard it. This is during quarantine and everything like that because there was nobody in the arenas, and you legit heard Cub Swanson go, ah. Like he could not hold. You could see he was trying to fight it, not make any noise. Try to put the game face on, and you just can't do it.
I have a question. So when you get hit in the liver shot, right? So you get a hit. Let's say you get hit in the liver. What is a fast way to recover from that in a fight?
There is no fast. From what I've seen so far, there is none.
So I'm gonna do some research on that.
Like I've not seen one guy yet who got hit clean in the liver just recover. Like all I can see, the only time I've seen a guy get hit in the liver and I've seen him survive, but I didn't see him recover. Like he was still hurt. It takes a minute. Cause even when I got hit, that day at sparring when I got hit, after that second one, it took a minute before my body was like, okay, I'm okay. Because I felt my organs felt off. Like my stomach hurt. Everything in here hurt. And it just kept hurting. Like even after walking it off, 5-6 minutes later, it was still hurting. So I think just based off of personal experience, if you're a fighter and you get hit, I'm not saying this is the right way, but if you're a fighter, you have to figure out a way to suck up that pain and get on your bicycle and stay out of the way until you can actually fight through what pain is there. Because the first initial set of pain that you get when you get hit, it hurts, bro. A lot. A lot.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's not fun.
And that's why I stay away, man. Come close.
Mm-hmm.
Uppercut, man.
That's a punch I don't really use. I barely use the uppercut.
So you gotta do something, man, because we fight with fighters that go to the body, Sifu James, for instance. He loves body shots.
Right.
If he feels like he's in a scrap where he doesn't want to waste time, he just want to do some damage, body shot.
Mm-hmm.
See with Ted, he knows how to mix it up and go to the body.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony's getting real good at it. He's getting really good. He's been hitting me real.
Yo, Ant, we shouting you out again, bro. We shouting you out again, Ant. So this is how you know you getting way better, bro.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to my boy Anthony, man.
Anthony's he's doing a better job from watching other fighters' growth from beginning to where they are now. It's like he's getting a lot better.
Right.
Ever since I'm not gonna say it's because of Jeff, but I feel like once Jeff came, he started to add in more combos to his game.
Yeah.
And he's adding more volume. Like when I sparring with him, I'm noticing he's not just doing one shot and going away.
Right.
He's doing 3-hit combos, 4, back to 2, and he's mixing up with kicks too, especially in kickboxing.
Mm-hmm.
And he hit me with a nice liver shot with a real hook kick.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to play it off, not let him know it was hurt. Because I feel like when he knows I'm hurt, maybe a little bit, or look at that time, he puts the pressure on.
He starts going on attack
mode.
He
told me that. Yeah, so I'm more cautious on that now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when I spar with him, I just, to be aware of that, because I know that's where he targets a lot, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, I've noticed Ant's footwork has gotten ridiculous. So, he had decent footwork before, nothing wrong with it, but his lateral footwork has gotten so much better. Mm-hmm. So now, I'm expecting him to, maybe throw a shot, push shuffle back, maybe come back in. But now, instead of that, he'll throw a combination or a single shot, and then he'll move off to the left and then throw another. You know what I mean? And it throws me off because I'm like, whoa, I've never seen you do that. That's new. So, and that's what makes it fun. Because I think if we went into sparring, or any sparring for that matter, and out of nowhere, you're just picking everybody off the whole fight. It's like, I'm not really learning nothing here. It'll be fun for maybe a day.
Give me a scenario.
All right, you go into the gym.
Okay.
Every person you spar maybe lands a punch.
Okay.
Maybe. And then you come next week, and it happens again. And and week by week, you just keep coming in, and no one's giving you a challenge. Because at the end of the day, when we're sparring, it's not about winning a belt. You know what I mean? It's not about a championship or a certain status. Like, you're trying to become a better martial artist.
True.
So if you're in there and you're sparring with people and you're not actually being challenged, are you really becoming a better martial artist?
But I feel like that's when you take the time out to try other things.
Okay.
Like a wise martial artist once told me, it's good to go against people that's better than you, some people that's on your level, some people that's not as good.
Right.
And at that times, you try out new things or things you never would try against somebody that's better than you. So that way you can see if it works, try it out, work it. So that way you can work it on people that is on your level and you're comfortable enough to do it because you done did it multiple times. And then once you get really comfortable there, then you work on people that's better than you. In the words of Jeff Chin.
MMA shredded, baby. My God. But yeah, like I agree with that totally. Like, he's actually also given me that information. He goes, when you learn something new, you want to try it on somebody maybe not as skilled as you so you can get good at it. And then from there, like you said, implement it. So the thing that I worked on, and he caught it too during one of our sparring sessions. I was in the sparring session, and while I was sparring, I was using the darting cross.
Okay.
So I was using that a lot. Like, I just kept using it. I kept getting it off. So I just kept doing it. I kept doing it. And out of nowhere, in one of the videos, he goes, "Oh, good darting cross, John." He's like, "You watch my videos." And in my head, I'm like, yeah, definitely been watching the videos. And I mean, that goes without saying with almost anything outside of watching just UFC, Bellator, and things like that. Like, I'll go to Jeff Chan's place. I'll go to the Academy, New York Martial Arts Academy page. And I watch all that. I really recently, just right before, last night before bed, I was watching a clip with Sifu James, just talking about slipping and firing from certain angles and certain positions. So one thing he talked about, because we have the right lead, let's just say the other person is orthodox and that's what it was. The video was dealing with someone with the opposite lead. So he was talking about getting out of the way, you stepping to your right, because if you step to your right, you kind of eliminate both their tools to a degree.
It's just the same way that he said, well, if somebody's in left lead, you circle to... So if somebody's fighting from this way, you circle away from their powerful hand?
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
okay,
but in this video, he says if you're gonna step to their power side, you want to step off and back. So you want to step off on an angle and then fire over. So if you step to the right and their jab, they have to readjust their jab and they can't reach with their cross. If you step to the side where they can throw their cross, you want to step back, like off on an angle, so that way their cross is still out of play, but you're still in a position to be able to throw the long cross at them. So, that's the type of information I take in, and I'll shadow box around here and try it and things like that. But then, of course, when we hit sparring, it's like, all right, I legit need to, figure out how this works. We're about to hit our 30-minute mark. We're going to go to commercial. We have a little bit more for you. We will be right back. Shout out to SFE, sponsors of these videos. Thank you very much. And we are back. And so one of my good friends, my homie, Flo B1, reminded me of something that is actually, it's sad, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm going to try not to get emotional on camera. But for those of you that grew up in the 90s, I grew up watching Power Rangers. Did you watch Power Rangers at all?
My mom was a big fan.
Yeah. So I grew up watching Power Rangers, and I don't care what nobody says. If the Green Ranger wasn't your favorite Power Ranger, there's just something wrong with you. If it wasn't the Green Ranger, it was the White Ranger. You know what I mean? Point being is Tommy was the best Power Ranger ever. And I just want to, send condolences to his family. I know this is, sometime later. I know this happened a couple weeks ago. But he was not only the best Power Ranger, but he was also a phenomenal martial artist. I watched him do demonstrations. Even as an older man, he still moved like a young man. And, I just wanted to give, a big shout out to, Jason David Frank, Tommy the Green Ranger, aka the White Ranger, aka the Turbo Red Ranger, the Zeo Red Ranger. He was like, and the black. Well, that was the Dino. The Dino Rangers. So and he was Lord Draken. So like, come on, like this guy, like he was the quintessential Power Ranger. Like if you think Power Rangers, you're thinking of Tommy. And like I said, I wanted to send, condolences and love to his family. And like I said, when I found out about that, it was literally after sparring, actually. It was one day we were done sparring, and my same homie, Floby One, called me and was like, yo, did you hear? And I'm like, hear what? And he was just like, you heard about the Green Ranger? And I'm thinking, all right, maybe he got arrested or something crazy happened, but I didn't think he was going to say what he said. And then, we found out that he passed away. And I'm not going to lie, to one of the first things I said to him, I said, now I got to be a crazy elite martial artist. Like I've got to make sure that I continue this, because he was one of the guys that kind of like outside of Bruce Lee, Bruce Lee, Van Damme was a huge influence on my life as well. As far as martial arts, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, the list. But he was also one of those guys. Like, I mean, like, come on, like after a while, you used to do Wata and all that type of stuff like Bruce Lee. But when after hearing the Green Ranger, you start hootsie, yeah, like that's what you was saying, bro. Like everybody was saying that. If you ain't do it like that, nah. You know what I mean? Like he was like the man, bro. And we're definitely gonna miss the Green Ranger. Hopefully they have like some crazy hidden movie somewhere that we don't know about hiding in the cut. Just give us that last hurrah. But yeah, man, I just wanted to, take a moment on that real quick. So.
Yeah, recipe to that, man.
Say again? Oh, they are trying. Oh, so there possibly might be a movie, and I get to see my man Jason David Frank go crazy one more time. You know what I mean? By the way, he is also undefeated in MMA, if I remember correctly. I think he only had maybe like 2 fights, but still.
Legit.
Yeah, he's legit. Like, he's a professional fighter as well. Like, I grew up in a religious household, so I know he was also a very religious person as well. So, like, it was just more for me to relate to, and this is why he was one of the big influences on my life. It's rare that you get to see people who you look up to that are combat sports related people, and some of them, believe in different things, and some of them don't believe in anything. But when you have someone that you really like and you really look up to, and they have some of the same beliefs as you, and you get to, share somewhat of a journey with them, whether it's through a television show, whether it's through martial arts, so, whatever it may be, it kind of helps you move forward in life a lot of time. And that's just my opinion, like it's really good to have somebody that you look up to that has the same mindset, morals, and goals that you do, because it actually helps push you to move further, kind of going back to Bruce Lee for a second, Bruce Lee was like the it for me when it came to martial arts. I know like a lot of people want to say he's an actor and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Even if he was just an actor, he pulled that shit off because he made me want to be a martial artist for real.
Okay.
Like, no matter what, like, if I had to make my little list, I just said most of them, honestly. You got Bruce Lee, you got Jackie Chan, you got Jet Li, Van Damme. Now, Seagal was on my list when I was a kid, but when I hit my teens, nah, dude had to go. I'm sorry. So
we're talking about major influences on martial arts now?
Yeah, like those are some of my major, like, as far as martial arts, like specifically martial arts, like, Don the Dragon Wilson, Mark Dacascos, okay. Like these are guys that I've watched like my whole life. Even now, Tony Jaa is another one.
He's very great, man.
Ip Man. Oh my gosh, Ip Man. I mean, Bruce Lee's teacher. Like, come on, like these are guys. Oh, I'm bugging. Donnie Yen.
Yeah, Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen. That's another one from the Raid. Yeah, Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, these guys are like, and I'm not just saying these guys' names. These guys are real martial artists. Like, yep, these are all guys that are real elite martial artists. These aren't guys that, you know, okay, they learned a kick or two, a punch or two, and they, you know, went on screen and just started. Like, Michael Jai White is another person I actually look up to.
Okay.
Because he's a legit martial artist. Like, I've seen him like go crazy. Weapon. True. You see what I'm saying?
He's
like,
legit, though.
He's legit. Like I saw him doing like some training with John Jones, and John Jones put his hand up like this, and he said, "John, don't let me hit your hand." And he just bop, 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 just caught him every time. And John's like, "What the fuck?"
Was it John Jones?
It was John Jones. He was at John Jones's gym in his garage at his house. I just watched it 2 days ago.
Okay, I think he did the same thing with Kimbo.
Yeah, probably. He was actually showing Kimbo how to like do certain strikes when they were making the movie. I forgot what movie it was, but they were like both in jail.
Was it Blood and Bone?
It might have been Blood and Bone. It might have been that.
Was it?
Never Back Down? Was it that one? No, Never Back Down was the one with the white kid that was like his student. Blood and Bone was he went to jail.
Yeah, and started fighting for money.
And he started fighting for money. So, but yeah, he just beat that dude. I didn't even see what happened. I just see dude out on the floor.
But definitely rest in peace to the one and only Green Power.
Yeah, rest in peace to my man Jason David Frank, man. Like, he is like, he's gonna forever be in my memories, like forever. Ooh.
But if you're talking inspirations for why we joined martial arts, I always found it interesting that we never really get to see our own people in time screen movies, like inspiring us. So when I got to see Black Belt Jones, I was like, that's interesting because I never seen a black guy do martial arts in a movie. It's always been like Bruce, Jet Li. You know
I mean, you got Jim Kelly, bro.
Jackie Chan. You know what I mean?
Jim Kelly was with Bruce in Into the Dragon.
Yeah, but when the first movie I seen with people of us was Black Belt Jones.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool. Like, is there any more movies? And it's like, only thing I would see was just Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Jackie Chan, and I love those martial arts. They're good. I like them. But seeing us participate in movies like that,
I'm wildin'. You know who we forgot about? Who's also in movies? Who's a legit martial artist?
Ooh.
Your man Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes is a legit martial artist, bro.
I got to check into
I
that
think
one.
he's like at least minimum 3rd degree black belt.
Blade?
Yes, your man Blade got skills, bro.
Yeah,
that's him and Blade.
I know that's him.
But he's a legit martial artist. Yeah, he be going off. I got to give my boy Wesley. I mean, no Demolition Man. He went crazy. Yo, he was legit, bro. Like, yeah, I got to send you the highlights, man. This guy's got crazy kicks. He's got technique. He's quick for a dude that's actually pretty big.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, Wesley Snipes was that guy, bro. I'm trying to think of else with a black martial. You got me thinking, bro. Like,
it's not many.
Yeah, there's not many black martial artists. Because it's Michael Jai, Wesley Snipes, Jim Kelly. Damn.
That's what I mean.
Nah, hold up. Like, we got to look that up. Hold on. I need you to look that up for me. Black martial artists. Like African-American martial artists.
Well, now there's a lot more.
Like who?
Well,
I mean, besides like...
Actually, the female that was in the movie, Black Belt Jones, she's one. We have some up-and-coming ones, like the Sammy Ryder.
Okay.
She was in Woman King.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I didn't see Woman King yet, though. But who? Oh, yeah, I didn't see it yet.
You seen it? It was empowering.
Yeah, I heard that she had to go through mad training for that movie. I heard Viola went crazy.
They all did. They all had to.
Yeah, I heard that training was crazy, and I heard the movie was nuts.
I love that movie.
Oh, I forgot my guy Tybo. Yeah, I forgot about Billy Blanks. Wait a minute, Martin Clark Duncan was a martial artist?
Oh, we can't forget the Black Walter Jones.
I mean, don't give me.
With my ass.
Don't get me wrong. All right, yeah, okay, he's a martial artist. But did we really pay attention to the Black Ranger? Like, it sucks that we didn't, but did we really pay attention to him?
He's like the licorice of the candy bag.
I mean, Rampage Jackson. I mean, but, okay. He doesn't really count. He wasn't like a movie star. Yeah, so like, I forgot Forrest Whitaker actually did train martial arts. He actually did train martial arts, but I think who? I don't know who that is. Fred Williamson. Shaft? Oh, okay. That's still a lot. We said what? Wait, who is this person? Yeah, I'm about to say, who is this? What? Wait, I gotta see this person's face. You said Fred Williams? Fred Williamson.
You said Fred Williamson?
Fred Williamson, yeah. Wait, what? Wait, I gotta see this guy's face. Oh, he's a martial artist?
Yeah, three the hard way.
Oh, wow.
That's the GOAT right there.
Oh, my homie Timok. But Timok had one movie. I mean, yeah, he's legit, though. Like, I think he has, like, Shotokan and a couple of other things.
See that movie right there, man?
The Last Dragon? The Last Dragon.
That movie right
Jimon
there.
Hunsu's a martial artist, too? Oh, nah. I got to start doing more research.
Yeah, sure enough.
Maurice who? I don't know who that is. I probably know him by face if I saw it, but. Damn. Yeah, I'm about to say, damn. You walk in some homie house, ninja stars just fly at you. Chuck Jeffries? I've never heard of Chuck Jeffries before. For who? What, they got him as the number one African-American martial artist?
Queen Johnson.
Ooh, wushu. That's what Jet Li studied. He's a wushu champion. Vincent Henderson, okay. Do not know who you are. Okay. All right, so like all these guys here, these are like mixed martial artists and things like that. We were talking about like influences in movies and stuff.
Yeah, that's how I was doing, bro.
Yeah, like you said Billy Blanks. Yeah. So like what? Lateef Crowder? Oh, the dude with the dreads. Yes. He is legit.
Why does Michael J. White just pop up as the only one?
Because he's the most known. Like outside of Jim Kelly and Wesley Snipes, what other black martial artists do you know that's like?
But more known than Wesley Snipes?
Well, yeah, remember Wesley Snipes like fell off after a certain time. Michael J. White, even though he was doing like, straight to DVD movies and stuff, he was still relevant. Right. Ooh, who is this? I know that name. I feel like I know that name. Oh, excuse me.
Him?
Excuse me. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay.
You said straight out of Compton.
See, the funny thing, The funny thing about a lot of these guys, like, so I remember having this conversation with y'all before. Like, I don't really like posting the fact that I do martial arts. I really don't like doing it much. Who's that? That's a black person? Oh, that's the chick that played Melina? Oh, okay.
Gotta do some
Yo, that looks like Gastelum's like little brother.
You gotta do some extensive research on this.
Yeah, word up. Like I gotta start doing some digging. But like I was saying a second ago, like I don't really talk about me being a martial artist much. One, because like I see what attention it brings to certain people. Like there's a certain type of attention that I don't look for. Wait, who are we looking at? Who is that? Barack Obama? No way! My man, wait, my man Barack Obama is a martial artist?
What you mean?
What you mean? Herschel Walker, I know. Wait, what? Shaq?
Says Barack Obama trains in Taekwondo while still in Chicago.
Get the hell out of here, yo. That's crazy.
This man's doing jujitsu? Oh, this man was dead ass.
Wait, what?
I don't think that's him. I think this is makeup or something, because that don't look like him at all. But, yeah, it don't look like him at all. That's him.
That's definitely him.
But I don't know who those people are. That ain't him.
Nah.
Comedian Reggie Brown did that.
Okay. Yeah. That's crazy though.
Just in a meme.
That's crazy. Shaq? Kobe, I can see.
Shaq Fu?
Which I definitely had that game. I definitely played Shaq Fu. And I played that game forever. Because this is the only, this is before I could, my mom wouldn't let me play Mortal Kombat. I played it anyway. I got the game anyway. But she was not for me playing Mortal Kombat. So she bought me Shaq Fu. And I played it. But I was just like, nah, I want to rip somebody's head out and have their spine hanging. I still, you know what's so crazy? I still remember the code, the blood code for Sega Genesis, ABACABB. I used to do it so much. My mom hated the fact that I had that game. Hated it. Did you also know that some of the characters are based off of some of the famous fighters that we know?
In the game?
Yeah, so Liu Kang is obviously Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
And Johnny Cage is Van Damme.
Yeah, I know about that.
And then, man, there was a couple other characters that were based off of actors and stuff, but I can't remember who they were. But yeah, now I ain't gonna lie. Though I loved Bruce, I don't care what nobody says. Nobody threw a kick like Van Damme. Nobody. I don't care what nobody says. Nobody had better kicks than Van Damme. To me.
So it said Jean-Claude Van Damme was Johnny Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Who came Bruce Lee. And it says Jax was Steve James. Striker was Bruce Willis.
Who was Bruce Willis?
Striker.
See, but Striker didn't come in till Mortal Kombat 3. I'm thinking
Okay. They said Jax is Steve James. Jax been in forever.
I don't know who Steve James is. Should I know who Steve James is? Because I don't know who that is.
Okay. I can see it.
Oh, him. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
He did martial arts as well, I guess.
Yeah, see. And this is the thing I like about combat sports. It's a common thread amongst a lot of people in the world that we don't really pay that much attention to. We don't pay attention to the fact that, in my opinion, there's certain things that brings people together. Food.
Yeah.
marijuana, and martial arts. Like, I feel like that brings people together. Like, I don't know much else that really brings people together. Like, and I'm talking about together and not just like, all right, we all came to a basketball game to watch a basketball game. I'm talking about things that, like, will say, hey, you want to come over and hang? You know what I'm saying? You want to come over and have a meal? You know what I'm saying? You want to, like, you know, for those who use marijuana, hey, you want to come smoke a joint? I got some edibles. Yo, I just learned this new technique. Like, me and you talk about it all the time. Like, every time we talk about, we always talk something martial arts related.
Okay.
You know, and not even just martial arts, even boxing, which we haven't really spoken about much lately.
All right.
And honestly, that's something that I want to start to talk about more often. We'll probably get into it more in a few other episodes, but I will say this. There's certain fighters who I feel like are about to, like, really, like, go crazy in the boxing world. Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis. What's this guy's name? Oh man, I'm just. What's the other guy's name? Devin Haney.
Okay.
Now.
And Jaron Ennis, you can't forget.
Oh, Boots. Your man Boots is crazy. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He's really, really crazy. And of course, Terrence Crawford, but Terrence Crawford is like getting a little bit more up in age. I feel like he's going to like have like maybe a few more fights, few more title defenses here and there.
Okay.
Make himself a little bit more money. He's going to ride off into the sunset undefeated. Because honestly, you know, me and my boy Fonz, shout out to my boy Fonz. He just put out a song with my homegirl, Luca. The BLK Fonz, the THEBLKFONZ, and Luca, LOUKA. They put out a song called Let Me Know. It's out right now. Check it out on any of your music platforms. It's a dope song. Yeah. We were talking about, you know, we always say if a fighter's undefeated, we always go, let's see if he's the one. And the reason why we say we want to see if he's the one, because technically we give Floyd Mayweather the pass as the one because he went 50-0. You know what I'm saying? Undefeated as a professional because he lost in the amateurs. But, you know, it's the pros that really count, right?
Mm.
So we kind of use Floyd Mayweather kind of as our standard. So when we see a guy lose a fight, we be like, oh, he ain't the one. Like, this is how we do it.
And that kind of, that gotta get erased, bro. Just because somebody lose does not make them bad.
It doesn't make them bad. It doesn't make them that bad. But that undefeated streak says a lot.
Yeah, it does.
You know, it says a lot about a fighter. And, you know, I will say, though Floyd Mayweather went undefeated in his pro career, I do feel like there was a couple of fights here and there that he kind of, I want to use my words correctly. I don't want to say that because I don't want to say cheated or anything but he kind of snuck his way around and was able to win due to letting time pass. Like when he fought Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley was much older. In my opinion, he was a little bit older at that time, and he was just going on the way. He was just on the decline.
Okay.
Even with Pacquiao wasn't prime Pacquiao when he fought Mayweather. Now, one person that was in their prime that I feel that was where he cooked them good was Canelo. Canelo was in his prime. Canelo was whooping everybody. Canelo was doing great, and Floyd just whooped him. Like, whooped him.
I wouldn't say, well,
I think he whooped him. Anyway.
I feel like after that, he just went on a rampage, in my opinion.
Well, yeah. Like, I mean, he was knocking everybody out.
But I feel like, again, a loss doesn't always have to be a bad thing. It can also wake you up.
Oh, absolutely.
So I feel like after that loss, he just went on a rampage on the tear and just started whipping everybody.
True.
You know?
True. But I personally don't really like Canelo Alvarez that much. I'm not saying he's not a good fighter.
I like him.
But I'm just when it comes to Canelo, I'm
But we gotta get rid of that mindset. That loss changes everything a little bit.
Well, if you look at a lot of fighters, some of them, once they have that loss, they just start going on losing streaks, or you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But it also depends on your loss. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, I hope and believe that Usman is gonna bounce back from that knockout loss, because he only had one loss, which was by knockout, by the way. Or was it? It was a stop. I don't know if I remember it was a knockout or a submission, but he definitely had one loss on his record. But that was his first loss in the UFC. And a lot of people, when they get knocked out, they just never come back the same. The only person so far that, and just in combat sports that got knocked out recently, but came back and won his next fight and, quick was Wilder when he fought, forgot the gentleman's name, but he knocked him out in the first round in the first, 60 seconds, and that's just because he has that equalizer punch. He just, it's scary, watching Wilder fight people. And then when he actually hits them, it looks like, how when you see somebody get hit and you see the sweat fly off their head?
Yeah.
See,
seen that.
When I see Deontay Wilder hit a person, I know it's sweat, but then at the same time, it looks like their soul is leaving their body, bro, because he hits these dudes so hard. He legit, it's pure, raw power. And the crazy thing about Wilder is he's not, super, wide. He doesn't carry a lot of muscle. He's very lean. He's big, because obviously he's he's a heavyweight. But he's not like Ngannou big. But he's just ridiculously powerful.
Okay.
This is why, the last time we spoke, I felt like I would love to see Ngannou and Deontay Wilder fight.
No.
Why not?
Because
you said Ngannou's going to lose because he doesn't box.
Yeah, that has a lot to do with it, bro. You can't ask a boxer to go to UFC, can you?
Say what?
You can't ask a boxer to go to UFC.
Well, no, but at the same time, Tyson Fury's calling out Ngannou all the time.
Right, but that's because he knows. That's I'm not gonna say it's an easy fight for him, but Ngannou's not a boxer. He fights open. He swings open. So a boxer, that's his field day. That's like a open target for him. You just gonna swing wild. I'm just gonna pick you apart, weave, miss, hit you.
True,
all the time.
True, but then at the same time, do you think Wilder's going to be able to handle Ngannou's blitz?
I mean, but he's fighting other powerful heavyweights that just focus on upper body as well. Yes.
You know what? Hold on. We got to go to commercial really fast. Do not hold that thought. Hold that thought, please. All right? Hold that thought. All right. Back to it. So you think that Ngannou, if he fought Deontay Wilder, is an easy shutout for Wilder because it's not a boxing match.
In my humblest opinion, boxing is not something you just jump into and think you're just going to dominate because you're just powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you connect. One connects, you're done. You know what I mean?
But look, Fury is calling out Ngannou.
But this is an entirely different sport. There's a lot of technique that you have to have for this, especially against professional boxers at that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They do this day in and day out. They solely focus on boxing, where kickboxing and martial arts is just it's a lot of head movement, slipping, grappling, wrestling, boxing, kickboxing. There's a lot of other things you have to worry about besides just boxing.
Right.
And with this, it's I can't see how. And you also got to factor in too. Tyson Fury has arm reach advantage over him. You got to factor that in too.
Yeah, Tyson Fury is 6'9", 270, 275. I think Ngannou is 6'4", 6'5".
Okay.
About 40?
That arm reach is going to play a problem. And on top of that, it's not talking about 5 rounds. It's talking about 12 rounds.
12 rounds, yeah.
Can Ngannou go 12 rounds with a professional boxer that does this?
I don't know. I don't think Ngannou's going to win because it's Tyson Fury. I don't know any boxer right now in the heavyweight division of boxing that can beat Tyson Fury. He's just too good of a boxer.
But that's what I'm saying. For those that that have their own opinion on Tyson Fury, again, this is still boxing. This is his home turf. This is his thing. You know what I mean? Arm reach plays a difference. Rounds will play a difference. And just overall, experience. Yes, they both have experience, but boxing experience, know how to move around this ring, that's something else.
See, yeah, because boxing rings are smaller than the octagon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, smaller.
It'd be more dangerous for him.
See, I'd still rather see Ngannou fight Wilder than I want to see Ngannou fight Fury.
But either or, this a crazy reach advantage. Either or.
You think Wilder has a bigger reach advantage than Ngannou?
I should think so, but we're gonna look this up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find out.
So I don't just look like I'm freestyling. We're gonna see.
Because I know, like I said, Fury's 6'9", hands down. I don't know about Wilder and Ngannou. I think, like I said, I know they're shorter than that. They're probably like somewhere 6'4", 6'5". I think Wilder's 6'7".
Okay, so let's see. It says Francis Ngannou has an 83-inch. Wait. It's shorter than John Jones is at 83. So I think, let's see. 6'4", but 83 reach. Okay.
That's Ngannou.
Mm.
Okay.
And Tyson Fury is 6'9", with 85-inch reach.
Okay. Do you hear that?
Let's see Deontay Wilder. He has an 83-inch reach. 6'7".
Wilder, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ngannou's how tall?
6'4". 6'4", 83. Tyson Fury, 85-inch reach.
I don't know.
2 inches does make a difference.
No, it does. It plays a difference.
Especially know how to use it.
Yeah, Wilder's that much taller than Ngannou. You said Ngannou 6'3"?
6'4".
6'4", 3 inches. And Ngannou and Deontay Wilder's reach is the same?
Are you talking about height or arm length?
Arm length.
All right, so Ngannou has an 83-inch arm reach.
Okay.
Deontay Wilder has 83.
So that's the same. He's taller, but they got the same
just
reach.
Taller. But the boxer, I should hope and believe, knows how to use his arm reach better. Especially with a jab.
This is the thing. We hear people all the time talk about how Deontay Wilder does not have good boxing. I've heard so many boxers say, yeah, the boy hit hard, but he can't box.
Well, that not according to the stories I've seen I heard because
about Deontay Wilder.
One of my favorite boxers, David Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
They said they had a private sparring match before David Hayes was training for one of his fights, and he was just inviting all the heavyweights he can, and Deontay Wilder happened to be there. Now, there's a rumor saying that Deontay Wilder gave David Hayes the business.
Okay.
So, and David Hayes, we all know, is very talented.
Right.
One of the greatest.
Right. He's really good.
So if Deontay Wilder can do that and he has no skill, then what is the assumption?
I'm just saying so for example, I've seen Deontay Wilder hit mitts and do all types of stuff, and he looks really clean when he does it.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is that a lot of times when he gets in the ring, we don't see that.
Yeah, of course.
We see, probing, throw the right. Probing, throw the right. Probing, throw the right. That's all we see from him a lot of the time. So my thing is, as a person who has boxed for as long as you have at this point, why haven't you gotten to a point where you've learned how to switch that up? Like, you can't always do that. Like for example, with Tyson Fury, it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to stop doing that. It's not going to work. No matter how strong and powerful, you are, it doesn't work.
Okay.
So when do you switch that up? And this is why people get frustrated with him, because...
But these are heavyweights, though.
Sure.
They usually say heavyweights don't have the same scale as the boxers that are shorter.
They should. Fury has it. You know what I mean? Like, look at all old school boxers. They all had skill. Muhammad Ali was skilled.
So do you think the old boxers back then are more skilled than the boxers now?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily, because this is the thing I say about in all sports. Like, though Jordan is my favorite basketball player, I think he's the GOAT and all that good stuff, right? The difference is that the game has changed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And over time, people develop a little bit, either better or differently than they did back then. Okay. So Ronda Rousey, for example, Ronda Rousey was tearing through everybody in her division.
I don't understand how.
Right. So Joe Rogan said something that made a lot of sense to me. He said Ronda Rousey was the creator of her own demise because she was just, once she got her hands on people, it was just like, all right, I can get my hands on them, hip toss them, submit them, arm bar them, choke them out, whatever, right? But then people started to realize, oh, Ronda can't box. Oh, okay, I just got to box. And then what happened? They brought in a boxer, Holly Holm, and Holly Holm toasted her, bro. Butter and jelly. Toasted shorty. And then Amanda came right behind her and toasted her again, bro. Because everybody was like, oh, she can't box. Mm-hmm. A lot of fighters, fighters, basketball players, football stars, they realize there's certain things they have to do to switch up the game in order to move themselves forward.
But that comes with an awareness, bro.
Right.
You go get in the way if you feeling like, oh, I don't need to work on that. I'm good enough. And you get exposed and now.
So that's what annoyed me about Wonderboy Thompson a little bit. I like Wonderboy Thompson, but the fact that he sat there and said, oh, I don't want to fight wrestlers anymore. I want to fight a striker. So that sounds like, okay, at this point, I'm not trying to chase a title anymore. I just want to fight, and let me just fight fun fights until I retire.
Can I rebuttal that?
Sure.
He actually came out with a video the other day about people criticizing him about his decision on that.
Oh, really? And I got to hear this.
He said, yeah, for a change, just for one time, because he's just been going up against straight wrestlers.
Right.
You know what I mean? And other fighters, like, it just in Bilal Muhammad, 2 fights in a row, just takedown after takedown. Mm-hmm. And he says his fans want to see a striker as well. So why not give the fans what they want? And he says he has no problem fighting a wrestler now. He has no problem with that. He said he just wanted a striker for a change.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He didn't say he would just only prefer fighting strikers.
Now, don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. As a person that prefers striking,
yeah, of course
I would want to like if I had a choice, yeah, give me strikers. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I heard it wrong. I guess like in my opinion, I thought he was saying like, I don't want to fight wrestlers anymore.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like, well, bro, you don't have a choice.
And honestly, I don't blame him. Was he 38 now? 40?
38.
I don't blame him, bro. Like, I just let him do what he. At this point, did we really see him get to the belt?
Well, he fought Woodley. He fought Woodley twice for the belt.
I don't think Woodley's good either, bro. Anyway, that's something for another day, but. That division. Who holds him in that division?
What is he, welterweight? Yeah, it's not Usman, Leon Edwards.
Now, I feel like he can put up a fight with Leon Edwards, in my humble opinion. I do.
This is Wonderboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it goes to a Usman,
nah, he's gonna beat him up.
Usman's just gonna hold him.
But Usman's gonna beat him up.
I don't think so. He's gonna hold him.
You don't think he's gonna beat him up?
He's not gonna outstrike Wonderboy Thompson. You think
Usman's outstrike? I'm talking about beat him up on the ground, like take him down and beat him up on the ground.
Yeah, but that's the only way he can. In my humble opinion,
that's the fight game in MMA.
Yeah, do what you gotta do to win the belt. This is a title fight. You gotta do by all means, live in your means. You know what I mean?
My thing is, see, this is all right, and I'm not gonna go too deep into this, but this is why I'm starting to like One Championship more than other promotions.
Oh, for sure, I love One Championship.
Yeah, One Championship, I love it so much better because now not only do you get to see, because like a lot of big name fighters are going over there as well, but they have Muay Thai, they have kickboxing, they have MMA, they have Muay Thai with the big gloves. I mean, with the small gloves. Like then they have now they have the mix up one where like when Demetrius Johnson fought Rodtang. You know what I'm saying? Like where one round was pure Muay Thai and the second round was MMA. And
he was talking about that on Joe Rogan's podcast where one championship likes to switch it up, not just the same thing every time, where they'll do one round this, one round that, one round this. And the thing I like about One Championship besides UFC is that there's more striking.
Yeah.
Like all the fights, and I honestly feel like half the roster in One Championship, especially for the girls, and out of exceptions of Valentina and Rose and whoever else, I do feel like they can bulldoze through the UFC women's division. like Stan Freitags, Angela Lee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just them alone, I do feel like they could put up in the UFC and just get the belt easy. Now, in one championship, but that other thing about UFC, there is more of a well-rounded sport. So there is a wrestling aspect, there is a grappling aspect, where in one championship it's just striking. So I do feel like it will have to come down to what happens then.
Right.
Yeah, one championship is, I love it for the striking aspect. There's a lot of fighters in there, very talented fighters in there.
Yeah, I honestly wish UFC would either do that or like, you know, like I know Dana White wants to get into boxing. I've heard that.
Yeah.
Which I think probably would be good for boxing. Because at the end of the day, though I don't feel like I feel like Dana White should find a way to pay fighters a little bit more. At the same time, the boxing arena is just so corrupt.
It's fixed.
Yeah, it's a lot. I can't stand a lot of aspects about boxing because, like you said, there's a lot of favoritism. There's a lot of, you know, so for example, like even in UFC, they say in order to become the champ, you got to beat the champ. You know, you can't, you know, you got to beat him. You got to obviously beat him, you know? And so I'm like, okay, I'll give you that. But in boxing, like you said earlier, just because you're the favorite, that's why you might end up winning, because you're the favorite. Not because you're the champ necessarily, just because you're the favorite.
Yeah.
And that drives me insane. It drives me so nuts, which kind of loops me back to the whole judging thing, because who are these judges that, you know, they give fights to people just because of the popularity of the fighter?
Okay.
There's certain fighters I love. Like, I know he has a lot of asterisks next to his name, but I love John Jones. I do. I just love to see him fight.
Okay.
I do. You know, GSP is another one. But I don't some people felt like, you know, the reason why John Jones won some of the last fights he did because he was John Jones. And if you go back and look at his fights, in my opinion, if you pay attention, and he mentioned this once in one of his fights, he was just like, oh, how did I end up losing, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, bro, I went back and watched the fight. You started giving up in the last couple rounds. What'd you expect? Like, and when he said giving up, in my opinion, giving up was not necessarily, the guy wasn't doing anything, but it was like, you weren't dominating me.
What fight were we talking about?
I think it might have been the Dominic Reyes fight, where a lot of people thought he lost that.
He thought himself he lost.
Yeah, he thought he saw, but he said he went. He didn't. Then he came out and said, "I went back and watched it again." And he says, "If you look at me in the last couple of rounds, he says you weren't working as hard as me in those last 2 rounds."
Okay.
So I can see that, because I went back and watched it myself, and I'm like, okay, I wouldn't necessarily he wasn't working as hard, but you did a little bit more.
Okay.
So I give you that. But I do not like when I see like fighters who are, it's like you're obviously struggling to try to win this. You're struggling. Like you're super struggling. And now all of a sudden, you know, you win the fight. Like, no. Like Patty. I'm sorry. I like that it was. And the crazy thing is I actually like Patty Pimblett. I like he's entertaining.
He's cool.
Like I'm not saying he's a great fighter.
He's cool.
But he's entertaining.
I have Sean for that, man.
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, you already heard my list.
I got Sean for that.
Yeah, Sean is my favorite. Was one of my favorites as entertaining. Conor, obviously, Justin Gaethje, and Michael Venom Page. Those are my favorite. Like, as far as when their fight's coming on, I gotta see them because I'm going to be entertained. You know, whereas in other people, I'm like,
okay.
You know, like there's just like a Bilal Muhammad.
I'm not going to just say and fully shit on him. Look,
I'm not saying he can't fight. He's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, of course. Like, and this is MMA, man. You gotta do whatever you gotta do to win.
Right.
At the end of the day, because who's gonna want to fight towards somebody else's, expectations? You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna do this the same way I've been doing it since I came here. And I'm gonna do what works. This is the meta.
Mm-hmm.
And it's working. You know what I'm saying? Until somebody can stop it, then why fix was not broken. Now, I can't blame him. Some people are just on strikers. Some people are just wrestlers. Some people are just better at doing what he can do. And if that helps him get to the belt, then by all means, my brother, do what you got to do.
No,
Is it boring? Yes, 100% it's boring. Nobody wants to see a hug fest or for what, 15 minutes? No one wants to see that. 15
minutes to 25 minutes?
You know what I mean? No. So, is it boring? Yes. Is it something that's most liked? But you got to do what you got to do to get the dub at the end of the day. You know?
Yeah, but it's still also the entertainment business. And this is where Dana White kind of spoils me a little bit because he makes me think about the fact that, hey, you still have to entertain the people. You know, I'm not saying don't do what you have to do to win. Like, I'm not knocking you what you do to win, but you still have to entertain the people.
Okay.
You know, and, you know, not saying deter from your game plan, but add something to the game plan maybe that'll help keep the people engaged, because at the end of the day, and, you know, this is why a lot of people pirate, you know, pay-per-views and things like that, because I don't want to sit here and spend $80, $90.
I've been a victim of that.
Yeah, you spend $80, $90 to sit there and watch a whole card full of decisions.
Yeah, I was a victim of that.
Yeah, no.
That Usman and Jorge fight.
Yeah.
And I had my boy Jorge winning, man.
And I thought Jorge could have won too, because I felt like he had good enough hands. I didn't think
he was too cocky.
Yeah, you know. Whereas in now, you know, you like I said, people are pirating because they don't want to see a bunch of unanimous decisions. But then you have also people who don't like knockouts that are too fast. This is why they used to get mad at Mike Tyson all the time, because people would pay $60, $70 for a pay-per-view to watch Mike Tyson fight, and he's knocking dudes out in the first 60 seconds.
But
it's like
he's doing his job though.
Oh, absolutely.
But how's that boring?
Well, because it was like, it's too fast. I
spent $80,
$90 to watch you, and now you knocked the dude out in 60 seconds.
Is that my problem?
I'm not saying it's a problem. This is not my opinion.
I'm talking about that. That's not his problem. He's knocking him out. What?
People like it's too fast.
Man, get about here.
I spent $80 to watch you do that in 60 seconds?
Who gives a damn?
Lord Jesus, I can't believe this is a real thing.
It's coming to TBS.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know, when this goes up, I need to see your comments. What do you think about slap fighting? Like the slap fest where you just stand there and you just take slaps. One person goes for a slap, you got to either eat it or you getting, is it knocked out or slapped out? Because I can't even, like how do you even judge that? Like Dana White, out of all things that Dana White could have brought to the company, he bought, it's called Power Slap.
Okay. So what else do you think he could have bought?
I mean, he could have bought some, this is just for the grappling people. He could have brought grappling, like a grappling competition in for the people who love grappling. He could have bought Muay Thai in. He could have bought boxing. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could bring a whole bunch of things into the UFC that people would watch. You don't think people are going to watch that? I think they might. Well, at least, you're going to think they're going to choose slapping.
If I was Dana and I had Dana's money, I'm making an official celebrity boxing match where you got a problem with this one? You got a problem with this one? Go ahead, step in the ring.
But Jake Paul already doing that.
Yeah, he's doing that on his terms, though. I'm talking like, because it's a whole lot of celebrities, or we can do it like some just celebrities. Some fun. Put your career on the line, though. But, yeah, get in the ring. Get paid.
I hear that.
That's what I do.
Yo, Dana, what do you think? We got some suggestions for you. Celebrity boxing, Muay Thai, maybe some grappling. Power slap. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the slap thing. I
like it.
It's cool. But
I watch it.
Out of all things to choose, that's what you chose first?
I do. I watch it. Because listen, man, I guess it's entertaining. Slap.
No, it's the thing is, it's funny. I think it's funny. Think about it. Just watching somebody getting the shit just slapped out of them. That's funny. I've heard someone once say that they rather slapping someone is so much more satisfying than punching them. Mm-mm. Oh, you think the opposite? You think punching somebody is more satisfying?
Well, first-hand experience. I have smacked somebody so damn hard, but it's just like a slapping somebody. It's just yeah, like I slapped you. Now what? Like it's
more embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. But backhand is different.
Oh, see now a backhand slap. That's just disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, just to come back here with it, it's like a backhand slap almost makes me look like you're looking at the person like they're puny. Like, you are nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with a slap is like, I'll slap you again. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A backhand is like, I'm going to do this one time.
But a punch insinuates a fight real quick.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, a punch, yeah, it'll probably hurt a little bit more, but a slap is more satisfying. It's way more embarrassing to the person.
Sure.
And it's loud. Like, it stings a lot more. Like, yeah. Yeah, you slap the shit out of him. Slap the shit out of him, bro.
What?
Yeah, there you go. Smack. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, I want to also hear that in comments. What is more satisfying? Slapping someone in the face or punching them in the face? I think slapping. Also, you're less likely to break bones in your hand when you punch.
I don't know about that. I heard you could break your hand.
Yeah, like. Yeah, nah, bro. Like,
yeah,
you want to get the hell up out of there because you embarrassed.
No. We got to fight after that, bro. You ain't just smacking me, bro.
Nah, you different, bro. Like, it's different.
You ain't just smacking me, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you get slapped in the face, it's going to stun you for a second. You're going to be stuck for at least a couple of seconds like, oh, snap. I just got slapped. Now, yeah, you can get to the scrap after that, but, like, you're pausing. Sorry. Oh, man. Oh, a shorty? Or a shorty you trying to bag? Oh, my God. If you're trying to bag a shorty and you get slapped in front of her,
but why would I? What snare is this?
No, I'm just saying. Like, let's just say let's just say you in the movie theater. You taking out a shorty.
Okay.
Homie skip you in line, and you like, yo, fuck is wrong with you? Like, you skipping me, and son just turn around, and smack the shit.
Oh no, we gotta get it on.
But you still gonna be stunned for a second.
No, we gotta get it on.
Right, we gotta be falling out the window. I gotta be beating up on the way down. Like, you gotta impress her somehow. Yeah, like, I gotta do something wild. Like, you have to do a spinning back heel kick, bro.
Yeah, I gotta violate, bro.
Yeah, like, you have to do something crazy. You slap me, you have to hit him with the whoosh. Like, you got to.
Shorty or no shorty, bro. My ego won't let that happen.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta. Oh, okay. Wha-pow! Like, Joaquin Buckley, that nigga, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry.
I guess I'm different because I can't. My ego won't let it happen, bro. Smack me, I gotta violate, bro. Like, especially in front of a shorty too. Shorty ain't no shorty, regardless. Like,
yeah, regardless.
Where's your pride,
but
boy?
at the same time, like, if you are in that situation, especially like, all right, the situation is like, this is a shorty you like. You really want to bag this girl. Like, okay. I want to put in the work to bag this girl. That's why we here. That's why we at the movies and things like that. Homie slapped me. Oh, shit. Now I gotta do some Super Saiyan over the top wild shit. Do you feel me?
5 seconds.
Like, you got 3 seconds, 2 seconds. What you talking about? I gotta figure that out immediately.
You think if you don't do nothing, she's gonna stay there with you?
Oh, nah.
Oh, I get it, my boy. You better do something.
Yeah, nah. Like, I gotta pull that off quick. Like a jumping knee. You know, you gotta at least do something like do the side kick to the face. Yeah.
What you talking about?
You feel me? It's like, you feeling lucky, punk? Oh, the hurricane kick, bro.
Oh, nah.
That's some bullshit.
Nah.
Oh, your man Cannon. Okay, I'm sorry. We about to bring this to a close. But I'm sorry, I gotta say it. Why is Jared Cannonier wearing a monkey hat?
I mean, his nickname is the Black Gorilla, so.
Right.
So I guess that fits his attire.
You know what? Sorry, Jared.
Is it the Black Gorilla? Oh, wait. What is Derek Lewis' nickname?
Nah, he's the black, no. Yeah, the Black Beast.
Yeah, so there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm sorry, Jared. Like, there's a lot of stereotypes out there, you know, and, you know, it just didn't seem like the best move, but.
I got him winning.
Jared, yes. I might give this to Jared, definitely. Nah, facts. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring this episode to a close because we're about to watch the main event, and I do not want to watch this with the sound off. So, we are going to get back to you soon. Shout out to Jesse. Jesse could not make it today, but he will be here for the next episode, most likely. Yeah. Thanks for coming to hang with us. This is Talk About Fight Club. You already know, bro.
Appreciate you for having me.
You already know how it is. And we going to holler at y'all later.